where the barrels sleep, where ropes are coiled in tidy heaps. The baby dragon found a crate marked "Do not touch" and letters straight. He sniffed the lid, he tapped the side, he tried to peek at what was inside. The gnome upstairs was counting tea, so nobody saw the catastrophe.
The dragon sneezed one golden spark, it bounced around the cargo dark. It hit a spoon, it rang a bell,
It warmed a jar of caramel. Then whoosh went flame, but bright and small, a dancing fire along the wall. Not burning wood, not hurting rope, just lighting everything with hope. But up above the crew all froze as orange light began to rose. The captain shouted down below, Glenn grabbed his notes and said, "Let's go."
The gnome cried, "Dragon, what did you do?"
The dragon squeaked,
"I only a shoe."
Then from the hatch came glowing red, and warm wind tumbled overhead.
Dragonfire below deck, glowing in the hold, warming up the lantern ship when the fog is freezing cold. Dragonfire below deck, dancing in a line. Not a disaster yet, just badly timed. Clap your hands and stomp the floor, the little dragon spark once more. Dragonfire below deck, bright as morning gold, saving all the sailors from the cold. The fog outside had turned to frost, the stars were dim, the moon was lost, the sails were stiff, the rails were white, the lantern sea was locked in night. The ship had slowed, the wheel had cried, the frozen waves rose up each side. No one knew the icy air had crept aboard while they weren't aware. But Dragonfire, soft and round, rolled like music underground. It warmed the nails, it thawed the mast, it broke the frost that held them fast. The gnome stopped scolding halfway through and whispered, "That is useful too." And tapped his chin, then wrote with flair, "Accidental rescue by flare." Dragonfire below deck, glowing in the hold, warming up the lantern ship when the fog is freezing cold. Dragonfire below deck, dancing in a line. Not a disaster yet, just badly timed. Clap your hands and stomp the floor, the little dragon sparked once more. Dragonfire below deck, bright as morning gold, saving all the sailors from the cold.
The fire curled into tiny shapes like foxes, stars, and pirate capes. It leapt through mugs and lit the stew. It toasted biscuits golden too. The crew forgot their fear and ran with plates and bread and frying pans. The captain said, "Since we are warm, let's make a feast against the storm." The dragon bowed with smoky pride, then tripped and rolled from side to side. His tail lit up a lantern chain that barred the portal from the pane. Outside the fog began to crack, the hidden moon came drifting back, and from the ice a path appeared, a glowing channel crystal clear.
Sometimes trouble wears a crown, sometimes sparks go tumbling down. Sometimes what you thought was wrong becomes the warmth that moves you on.
A dragon's fire can frighten first, a tiny flame can seem the worst, but guided well and held with care, it becomes a hearth to share. So do not shame the clumsy spark that lights a candle in the dark. Do not scold a wild small flame, teach it gently, call its name. The gnome made rules with ribbon blue, the dragon promised mostly true, and glint wrote underneath the fact: good hearts still need a safety pack.
Dragonfire below deck, glowing in the hold, warming up the lantern ship when the fog is freezing cold. Dragonfire below deck, dancing in a line. Not a disaster yet, just badly timed. Clap your hands and stomp the floor, the little dragon sparked once more. Dragonfire below deck, bright as morning gold, saving all the sailors from the cold. Dragonfire below deck, shining through the night, turning frozen fog into a road of light. Dragonfire below deck, warm and brave and bold, a tiny heart can chase away the cold. Clap your hands and sing once more, the little dragon saved the shore. Dragonfire below deck, bright as morning gold, saving all the sailors from the cold. Now every night when cold winds bite,
right, and Frost climbs up the ropes of light. The captain nods and gently says, "Little dragon, warm our ways." The gnome brings rules, Clint brings a chart, the dragon brings his glowing heart. And safely, softly,